So you met Marty, your husband, now when you were 21.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you personally were going through a hard time. You had what you call a nervous breakdown when you were 21.
Nervous breakthrough, I like to call it.
Oh, yeah, okay, good.
Yeah, no, I was suffering acute panic attacks.
Right.
I was overseas at the time. I couldn't sleep, really. It was triggered by insomnia. So I had an experience when I was in the UK where we were travelling, we were broke, having fun, and we didn't sleep for 24 hours one night because there were some Spanish neighbours who were really loud.
Yeah, right.
And I think, all of these, I was already in a pretty sort of fragile state. The relationship had broken up. Anyway, I went over there, and a friend of mine, we were on the train the next day, and he collapsed and fainted and needed medical help, and I cared for him, and it just sort of triggered my adrenal glands to start firing. And then that combined with the insomnia, I was just exhausted. But the terrible thing was I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know anything about physiology. I didn't know about panic attacks. I didn't know about depression. I just thought, holy shit, my life is falling apart. And so I came home and I just lived a really quiet life for a few months and sort of pieced myself back together.
What did it feel like that time? Like what physically did it feel like, and mentally what was going on?
So physically, I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I lost a really dramatic amount of weight. And I think I didn't realise I was re-triggering my fear all the time. I didn't want to go out, I was scared that something terrible would happen, so there was always this sense of foreboding, and I was grieving. I just kept sort of seeing images of death everywhere, and it was very traumatic. I was so sensitive. I couldn't listen to the radio, I couldn't watch television. I couldn't.
So that was a pretty dark time then.
Yeah, it was a really acute time, but acutely dark time, but also a really fascinating time, because it was there that I got a really clear understanding of what made sense to me, which was music, and I started slowly to write songs again and to tell the truth in a new way. So I saw a therapist, was terrified of antidepressant medication, so I refused to take it. That meant that I really dedicated myself for 3 to 6 months to just healing.
Right, okay.
And that was a very important thing in the life of my career as an artist. Yeah. And the work that I do now, because I don't think I understood how important it was, how important my creativity was until then.
Do you ever have times now where you think, shit, I could go back to that place?
I don't now, which is really almost miraculous to me, because at the time I thought my life was over.
Yeah.
I thought I was, this was it. I was useless to anyone. The thing that helped me heal was this really simple mindset shift. So firstly, I needed to have someone explain to me what happens to our bodies when we're in a stressful situation. So all of that stuff around fight and flight, all of the stuff around adrenaline, cortisol, all of the stuff about the relationship between caffeine and sugar and so on to our nervous system. So that was very important. There's that bit. Then there's the spiritual bit, which is, I needed to understand that I'm not someone who can do things in my life that don't make sense. So that was really strong.